What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the True Life Network podcast. I'm your host, Mike Ashabi, and today I got one of the most controversial, sought-after celebrities in the room with us. Welcome, 6IX9INE.
Yo.
Otherwise known as Danny Hernandez.
Yeah, nah, Danny. Just Danny. I like being called Danny.
So, bro, we're going to go over a bunch of things today, but the first thing that I want to start with is what got you into music?
I don't know. Fun. Just having fun with it. Yeah, just having fun. I always thought it was cool creating. Not really, the music part, but just creating overall.
What age did you start doing music?
I want to say like 16, 17.
And was it
I would
like
say no, like 15. No.
Was there any
14,
inspiration
15,
behind it?
16.
16?
Like 16, yeah.
How old are you now, 27?
I'm 27, yeah.
All right, so I've been doing it for a little while right now.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind your music?
There's really no inspiration. Like I said, the music is not what carries it. It's just having fun with a group of people that enjoy the same things you enjoy, and it's just creating, you know what I mean? Creating art. Because if you make it about music, there's people that really care about music, you know what I mean? That really take their music craft, their craft seriously. I'm not going to say I'm one of those guys that take it seriously, like take, bars and metaphors. I'm not going to sit here and lie. That's not what drives me.
Well, one thing I know that you do is definitely you have the creative vibe behind all your music videos.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about that aspect. How do you actually go about creating your videos?
It's just, I don't know. I would say that's like God's gift right there, because I feel like everything, I don't plan on it. I literally start setting up the next video the day of or the day before. And it just falls into place. Yeah. Everything falls right into place. I listen to the song, whatever comes to my head, we do.
Do you have a team behind you that helps you with the creative aspect, or is it all your
just
vision?
Me.
It's all your vision?
Yeah, just me.
Just like the splatter?
Yeah.
The splatter paint?
Yeah, just me. Whatever comes to my head, I do it. Like, literally, whatever comes to my head, I just do it.
Do things always work out the way you want it?
No, fuck no. But that's the beauty of it, you know what I mean? Like, imagine how boring your life would be if you plan everything and be like, yo, on February 22nd, I must be here. Like, I don't plan, tomorrow, you could just get shot or just killed, or this building could fall right now. Like, and everything that you have planned tomorrow, it's not. So just take it day by day.
So that's actually an interesting thing that you brought up right there, that you don't plan. So you're telling me that you don't really have a vision what you want to do with everything? With
most things. I'm not saying, of course, there's some things that if I really sit here and think that I'll plan, but with 80 to 85% of things I don't plan.
So let's say, for example, if you were to die tomorrow, what do you want people to remember you for? Because technically you are a brand, right?
Yeah, I mean, bro, I don't live my life like that. I don't live my life.
There's got to be some kind of impact that you're trying to leave.
Not really, because I feel like if I did care or wanted to leave an impact, I would carry out my life differently. But that's you pleasing other people, you know what I mean? It's like, what impact could I have? Just, it is what it is. I feel like that's how I am just at this point in my life. Like, it's just take it day by day, you know what I mean? Like, to be honest with you, I didn't even know I was going to be here today. Like, I knew this was going to happen, but I forgot it was today. You know what I mean? So literally, like, when Bernardo came to the house, like, I knew I was doing this today. I mean, not today. I knew I was doing this, but I forgot. Like, when he said, I said, ain't it tomorrow? And he was like, nah, bro, it's today. Like, you texted me, okay, today. Like, you know what I mean? So I literally just took a shower, changed, and came.
Which actually brings up a point real quick, because I got to give a shout out to Renardo, and he asked me to ask you this. Who's Renardo to you?
So Renardo is he's my friend. You know what I mean? He's a very close friend of mine. We've been together, 7 years now? 7 years. Just a guy, a reliable a person that I can count on with everything that I have going on.
Want to bring him up here real quick?
Yeah.
Just say hi.
Well, he's over there. He's chilling right now.
So he's basically your right hand man that you can rely on for anything.
Yeah, anything. Yeah.
He does like all your management and things like that.
Yeah, it does all the stuff that I need him to do. Like I said,
Plus he's your bodyguard, right?
I mean, yeah. Like Renardo's been with me since 2017, say 17, and on and off. Like I think he's. So if you want to give him the bodyguard status, yeah, that's how I met him. I hired him, but I think he spends more time with you than he does with me. Right?
Want to hear a funny story about it, bro?
No, but so just to address that, right? So, like, I don't have bodyguards, and you should know this because Renardo is actually more with you than he's with me. Like, every time I call him, he's like, yeah, I'm with Mike or doing something. Renardo will tell you, and you should know this, that when the day that we met at the bar that day, like, he was with you, and I just came. I like to be by myself all the time.
I feel that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm actually an introvert. Like, being away from things, like, that's like something.
It's not being away from things. I just like to be
in peace.
Yeah, no, just to myself. Like I like being by myself.
I feel you. Well, actually, funny story about Renardo. The first time I met him, I was intimidated, bro. Like, he's a big dude, like, like
he's black.
No, bro. Like, literally, like, look at me, bro. I'm like a 130-pound little,
Are
like,
you 130? No,
almost. I'm like 135, bro.
You're not 135.
Want to put a bet?
How tall are you?
5'11".
Okay,
I'll put a
then
bet.
you're high. No,
That's
no,
actually
because,
out there now. Public info.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no, because
maybe 140 on a good day.
Yeah, all right. No, I'm trying to see because am I that bigger than you?
Probably.
No, like visually, like.
No, you're like my height.
No, like I mean like weight, not height.
No, I mean look, you look like you're every time I see you, you usually have like baggier clothes on or a sweater.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I'm like 150, I would say.
Yeah.
150 to 160, one that. So I want to say I'm 30 pounds over than you. You're not 130, but like 140.
140. That might be pushing it.
But your height has to do with it.
But when I first met him, bro, I'm not even joking. I stepped out and I was like looking at him. I was like, shit, this guy's gonna squash me, bro. I was like, I'm not playing around here. I want them to know I'm the real deal. I'm being serious. And I was like, yo, if I say one wrong word to Danny, like he's probably gonna squash me. But then
Nah, it's not like that. I told him, I told him, yo, bro, I feel like the most fakest people in the world is like the industry. Like people, I mean,
when you get to know him, bro, like he's
I asked you before, like, you know what I mean? I even told Renardo, it's just shit that I never sit down with people and I say, let's not talk, you know what I mean? Like before we met, I said, have you done this before? You're like, well, is there any things we can't talk about? I just said, I'm currently dating someone right now, and she's not like a nobody. So respecting her artistry and her life, I think it's just respectful to respect another artist that I'm actually with that person. So it would just be fucked up to speak on their whether it's their career, their personal life, and them not be here. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that said. But anything else is free ball game. Like it's just like whatever.
You guys heard that, so we're gonna get into some juicy topics
I
then.
don't give a fuck.
So with that being said, let's go into a little bit of your background and what's been going on over the last few years, because you've created a lot of buzz and noise in the industry. People either love you or hate you. But at the end of the day, they don't really know the real Danny, right? I want to know the things that you were going through, especially after the big case. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to get your side of what was going on with that whole situation.
No, I feel like everything is just public knowledge, for everyone, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, in life, you just carry it to date, right? Like, if you wanted to know my side, like, my side is public, you know what I mean? It's just public, like, you know what I mean? Met some people that, you feel like, is loyalty to you, and then, whatever, I guess they don't hold up the same bargain that, the same loyalty or whatever that they do, but, everyone in life changes rules, and when it's convenient for them, And that's just life. It doesn't have to do any street things. It's just life. You know what I mean? When it's convenient for you, okay. If there's a sale in the supermarket, right, for lemons, right? Let's just say lemons, right? And the sale says buy 4, get 4 free for $1, right? So 25 cents each. And then that's the sale, but you don't know that sale is over, right? There's no more sale. They just forgot to take that sign down. And then you go to the register and, you know, someone tells you, yo, if you read that sign, it's old. Would you tell the register person, or would you just see till they tell you something? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
100%.
Did I lose you?
No, 100%.
So, and just in life, like, I feel like when it's convenient for you for a benefit of yours, you're gonna, you know, change and mix up rules. And maybe I used a fucked up analogy. It just came up to my head. You know what I mean?
I kind of get what you're saying.
You get it? Like,
yeah.
like my situation and what I've been through for the past couple of years, you can say, oh, well, I see where, why people would dislike him and why people would hate him. But then, you know, it's so easy to dislike you that if everyone else do it, why not just join the band? Does that make sense?
Yeah, basically.
But then if it's someone you like, say if it's a brother or a sister, right? You're engaged, right?
Married.
Or married. So your wife in that situation, you would bend and flip the rules that's convenient for you because you're like, damn, it's my sister was in that situation. And you have all the reasons to not justify, but to
make it make sense.
To make it make sense in your case, but you would do it for one of yours or do it for someone you like compared to someone that you're like, you know what? I could not see those things. You know what I mean? I could just be blind and say, you know what? Fuck him. You know what I mean? And then when you took facts, like, I ain't talking about it. Like, you know what I mean? Let's change subject.
So how long were you actually in jail for?
I think it was like 18 months, like almost 2 years.
Over those 18 months, did you know that you were going to eventually get out?
Yeah, I knew I was getting out. Like, I knew I was getting out. Like, nothing is like, you know.
Were you scared in there?
No, bro. Like, I'm, you know what I mean? It's jail. Like, no. It's jail.
So once you got out, what was the first thing that you did?
Well, I wanted to go outside, but I was on house arrest.
You weren't even allowed to, like, step onto your porch?
No, because they released me during the pandemic. So I was released because of, I suffer from asthma, and I caught bronchitis twice being in jail. So I was actually hospitalized once from the bronchitis, and no one knew what coronavirus was at the time. So everybody was scared, you know what I mean? And when I put in the motion for early release, they're like, yeah, we're going to release you, but under these conditions. And the conditions was that I'll finish off my sentence of 2 years, 24 months, under house arrest.
Did you get in any fights while you were in jail?
No, not one fight.
Did they actually, like, protect you in there? Because, like,
no,
your
I
status?
was in a dorm. Like, it's not like, I feel like people, like, jail is bad, you know what I mean? But people, it's not what, like, people make it out to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously there's prison yards, there's all that stuff. And there's other jails are different from other jails, but I didn't have to
hit
worry
with, like,
about
a
them.
pretty, like, hefty charge, a RICO charge, right?
I got hit with a hefty case, you know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah.
So were you not, like, in, like, more of, like, what is it called? Like, the high...
No, everybody goes to the same place. Everybody. It's like you could go there for fucking, like, you know, those white collar crimes, like all those politicians and you know, remember Donald Trump's lawyer, Michael Cohen?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
everybody goes to the same place. Everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whether you're doing white collar, whether you're doing robberies, murders, the Epstein guy, everybody goes to the same place. Everybody.
Well, that's
El
New
Chapo.
York, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, I thought that they separated, like, okay, let's say,
No.
for example, like...
Everybody same place.
It wasn't
Everybody.
county, it was actual, like, prison?
Yeah, it's a pre-trial. It's jail. It's like jail. I think here in Florida they call it county.
Gotcha, okay. So... During the trial, was there anything that... Because I remember even on one podcast that you did, I think it was the Breakfast Club, you were even saying that, like, the one thing that you fear is...
No, not God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when I said God and the feds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like throughout the whole trial, were you thinking that, hey, this could go south at any point?
No,
That it might not
I
work
mean
in your favor?
at that point, you just gotta let it in God's hands. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, bro. You know who's John Gotti?
Yeah.
So what was his case?
I know that he got hit with a RICO charge.
RICO.
Yeah.
Do you know how the RICO case was created?
I don't.
All right. So, do you know the family that John Gotti was part of?
I know it was a certain mob family.
All right. You know that he beat the feds. I believe it wasn't once; it was twice. Right? Mm-hmm. They couldn't wrap him up in a crime, so they created the law. They created the RICO law just for that one guy.
And is a RICO charge like automatically 25
No,
life?
it's different. It's conspiracy. So the prosecutors don't have to prove you did it. The prosecutors don't have to prove you were there. The prosecutors, all they have to prove is that you knew about it. Right? So say me and you, what's the name of this podcast?
True Life Network podcast.
True Life Network, right? Say we're an organization. We're a company, right? True Life, what is it called?
Network podcast.
Network podcast. I'm part of your podcast. Say I leave here and in the parking lot, I shoot somebody, right? Okay, then the guy who's working the camera, he's actually not in here today, but he's part of the company. And we're viewed as a gang in their eyes. The camera guy is actually in LA. Someone substituted for him. A week later, when he comes back from his trip from LA, someone tells him, yo, do you know Danny shot someone right after we were done filming? And he's part of our group. He's part of our company. And as long as he knew about it, he wasn't even there. You get charged with it.
Guilty by affiliation.
No, it's called aiding and abetting. That's the charge.
What is it called?
Aiding and abetting.
Gotcha.
So just the fact that you're part of the group, you knew about it, you didn't say anything, it's a charge. It's so going back to not have this conversation just all over the place. Your question was I in fear because I said I'm scared of God and the feds? Yeah, at some point, at a certain point, you can't be scared, but you do have some concerns because of who you're dealing with. These guys create laws, you know what I mean? The feds create laws. If they want you, they're gonna get you, you know what I mean? And I'm not just making this up. I gave you, I referenced the John Gotti case, right? They created that law to arrest that organization, that group. And if they would have failed, they would have continued. You know, when they want you, they're going to get you. It's just clear as day.
So basically that's kind of talking about the system, right? Or what some people will call the Matrix. Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Yeah. I met him once.
What's your take on him before I go into this question?
No, I really don't know much about him. Like, my boy Steve was really, big on like following him, and I just never.
Do you know his like background, what happened in like Romania and whatnot? Like how
no
like
idea.
they like charged him with like sex trafficking and like they couldn't prove it and whatnot. He was like in jail for like a certain amount of time and then was on house arrest as well.
No, I don't. I mean, I've seen it on the media, but I didn't. Give me 1 second. Just is Yailin calling? Sure. Say what's up, Mike.
What up? You're on the True Life Network podcast.
Yeah, she's here. So, yeah, only thing I knew about Andrew Tate is the things that I've seen online, but I never followed the thing. I don't know. It just didn't. I never looked into it.
So basically, he talks about like the Matrix and the system, like kind of like, regardless if like you're guilty or not, they want you, they get you, right? Uh-huh. So do you believe that like the system is made out to kind of take people out or, actually like give people freedom?
Like I said, you said Romania, right? Mm-hmm. My opinion on it is I wouldn't know about Matrix and the system, but
do you believe in the Illuminati? Because that's part of it.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that. You know what I mean? I just feel like people so bored they create. Not saying it's not real. I just never seen it for myself. You know what I mean? Like I said, I could just talk about America. I know America is the big dogs. You know, America is like, you see our president, Donald Trump, and I say our president because I still consider him our president. They're going after Donald Trump, and that was a president. You know, before you go after a president or a former president, you know, you have to go through so many approvals. So, like I said, when the government wants you, they're going to come get you, clear as day.
So moving a little bit forward, this is the first podcast that you've done, English-speaking podcast in 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So you went into the Latin side of the music industry. What was that all about? You coming out and then basically going ahead and trying to transition to Latin music?
No, I didn't try to transition. That's the false narrative that everybody tries to believe because it's like, that's a juicy story, right? So what made you say that? Like, what made you believe that?
Well, here's the thing. So
you're just going based off something you read, right?
No, from what I know, I mean, like, my perspective was you were in the rap game, right? And then all of a sudden I see that you're coming out with Latin music.
So you never see me do Latin music before I go in?
I haven't.
Okay, so that's not you being misinformed. That's just being you not doing your research. I was doing Latin music before I even went to jail.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people could misconstrue that and be like, yo, yeah, look, how can we add hate to this story and say, yo, look, he want to be a Spanish rapper? You know, no. 6ix9ine was doing Spanish music even before his case, right? That's probably one of the biggest songs that he has, right?
Which is Pati, right?
No, it's Bebe.
Gotcha.
And Mala. So I was doing Spanish music before I went to jail. And then when I came out, even before I came out, I signed a deal with 10K Projects, part of Universal Music Group with, the son of the CEO, Elliot Grange. And if people informed themselves, before I even got out of jail, I signed a two album record deal for one English and one Spanish. Now, if people just do their research, they know that I released an English album and I still owe that Latin album. So to follow through with my agreement, I needed to put out my Latin album. Now that's not gonna be headlines because it's not convenient, right? They're like, damn, now
they want the controversy.
Now we look stupid because now we're like, oh yeah, no, look, 6ix9ine had to go to the Spanish world. No, because it was all over TMZ when I signed the record deal, still in prison during my time, that 6ix9ine signed the lucrative record deal. And everybody knew about it, but it's not convenient for them to talk about it. So they're gonna be like, "What? Why?" So
there was also a lot of buzz, like when you were doing the Latin album, that you were like trying to escape, like being in the U.S. and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, it's convenient, right? Because I wouldn't create that story. It's not even true, right? So one, I'm on parole. I'm not able to leave, and then I'm trying to escape the U.S. So it's just like, it doesn't even have to be real. If you don't like someone right now, just say one person you don't like. Just anyway. I mean, it don't just say, like, it could be an actor. I don't know. Just not that you don't like. Just someone that just doesn't. It has to be a baseball player, football player. I don't know.
I guess.
Just say
Biden.
Biden. If I say Biden, I can say, listen, Joe Biden actually has autism, right? Nobody really knows about it, but like, he has it, and you can look it up. So me telling you that, I just gave you all the facts. I say look it up, so you be like, damn, he's probably telling the truth. He's telling me to go, look it up, right? You already don't like him, so you're just gonna go with it because you're gonna be like, why look it up, yo? So the next person you meet, you're gonna be like, yo, yeah, and I heard he has autism. So that's how it keeps going, because it doesn't have to be true. You already don't like the guy, so you're not going to do research. You're not going to do that. You're not going to go the extra mile. You're just going to go along with the story because it's convenient. Now, if it wasn't convenient, right, for you, you'll do your research and be like, if it's someone you like, and I'm like, yo, give me someone you like. It could be anybody.
Tony Robbins.
Who?
Tony Robbins.
Tony
All
Robbins.
right. Or use Eminem.
All right, Eminem. And I said, yo, Eminem's net worth is, and I could lie, right? I'm going to say Eminem's net worth is literally $500,000, $100,000. What are you going to do? What are you going to tell me?
I'm going to look it up.
No, but what's your immediate thing to say to me? I'm like, yo,
No,
bro.
it's not.
Why? Why are you telling me no, it's not? You just didn't disagree when I said Joe Biden has autism, right?
It's
because it's convenient.
preference.
It's someone you like, so you're gonna defend it, right? You're gonna be like, and I'm like, yo, bro, you want to bet? You're gonna go grab your phone, right? And you're gonna put Eminem's net worth, and then you're gonna show me, and be like, you see,
200
right?
mil. I actually know that.
So it's convenient for you. So now let's go back to the 6ix9ine thing, right? Escape the U.S., transition Latin music because it's convenient for you, and you don't like the guy. You're just gonna be like, this is what he was doing. Look it up. Right? But it's just people just going based off, I don't like him, so I'm just, whatever lie comes up, it's true. In comparison to someone you like, you're gonna just be like, you're gonna dislie it, or you're gonna disprove it and be like, yo, no, that's not, look, here, dated, 6ix9ine signed the deal for one English, one Latin album. He gave the English album as soon as he got out of jail and never gave the Latin, so you're not gonna do that, you know what I mean? So you're just gonna go based off lies.
So what are like the main misconceptions that people have of you that you can disprove right now?
Everything. I mean, everything that you can say about me, it's like you could bring it up. Everything, like you met me, right? I'm not gonna talk about me like, yo, I'm a fucking great guy. I'm not doing that. You met me. Since you met me, and I didn't change from the first time to the second time to the third time. I don't. The same person you met. I think the first day you met me in Crocs. Second
Literally
day,
like
I'm in Crocs. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't have to disprove. It's just for people to do more research on me and just, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not here for people to disprove anything. I'm just here to be honest, truthful, and just be myself and just take it day by day.
Being honest and truthful. The king of New York is back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your actual net worth, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I mean, I don't like talking about my net worth or money. I just, you know, with all legal things, you know what I mean? I just like to say that, you know, I was gonna ask you for a job, you know what I mean? Coming in here and be like, yo, let me see. I don't like talking about money.
What positions we got open back there?
Probably a camera guy. I don't know, I could sweep here.
I mean, bro, you got some videos out there, and I'm just like, holy shit, I don't even know if I can hold that shit in my arm.
So you see, so now let's use myself as an example, right? Let's use myself as an example, because perfect question, perfect timing, right? I wouldn't tell you the truth on mine because it will hurt me. So I will switch when I say it's about being truthful and honest because it's convenient for me. Now I go talk about all this money I have, and I have all these people wanting to come and say, oh, he has money, let me sue him, let me do this, let me do that. It wouldn't be convenient for me to tell you my net worth because then they'll use this clip, right, to do that, right? So you see how everyone switches and bends the rules when it's convenient for them, right?
It benefits them.
I just proved it. I proved it with you, and I proved it with myself. So the fact is here that everyone is just like 85% of the world is sheep, cowards that just don't have a brain of their own to just say, you know what? Do I really not like this guy, or I'm just a follower? And it just evolves to that.
So with that being said, if you don't want people to know your net worth, is the money on the Instagram page, you know, just a marketing stunt? Because I remember,
no, because it could be anything.
You got
Remember,
one house, two house, three house.
I'm an artist, so like my job is to entertain. You know what I mean? I'm very entertaining. We're talking about it because you like it, right? It
caught my attention.
I would say it caught your attention.
A lot of fucking money.
Right? That video was probably a year ago or 2 years ago, a year or 2 years ago. And we're talking about it 2 years from now. Why? Because it caught people's attention. It's entertaining. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm an entertainer. That's it's literally, you know, what I'm here to do. Now, the facts of it is just what it is, but I'm an entertainer. You know what I mean?
So, which actually kind of brings it into like the whole tattoos, right? Mm-hmm. So, first of all, when was your first tattoo? How old?
My first tattoo was here.
How old were you? What was it?
I don't know. I'll say 16, 17.
16. So
17 or something like that.
a lot of people say like, okay, like people trying to get in the rap scene, they start doing the face tats. What made you get the face tats?
I don't think that's true. Remember, I didn't blow up till I was 22. I was playing with the music since 16, 17. No, I was 21, sorry. 21. So 5 years. I got face tattoos before, 5 years before. I don't know. I always said as a kid, I'm not going to drink when I grow up. I'm not going to get tattoos. You know what I mean? I do other things, you know. I don't know. It's just something you got to like. You know what I mean? And I'm actually a good looking guy, you know what I mean? Like without tattoos, like I'll show you before, like I'm not ugly. I just really enjoyed tattoos. You know what I mean? Like my whole fucking body is tatted. I just enjoy it. You gotta enjoy it. Don't do it because I wanna be a rapper or
Well, I feel like people try to use it as like a marketing stunt to get it on their face.
yeah, I mean, it's just people copy a blueprint that they feel like it's the right blueprint. It's just not. It's not you getting a tattoo on your face gonna make you successful or make you make it.
Question: you think I'm tatted?
Maybe in all the places that
I hide it well. People don't realize it, but when I take off my shirt, like I got it all over.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't.
In my profession, I can't be like
No,
all
of course,
over
of
and
course.
But which kind of goes into the 6ix9ine tattoo though.
Yeah.
How did the name 6ix9ine and where did that marketing come from? Like,
say it one more time.
So how did the name 6ix9ine come about, and what made you want to go with like all the 6ix9ines all over your body?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you asked that because last night yesterday was my dad's birthday, September 15th. And
This is his birthday too.
yeah, so I literally, me and my brother was just taking a shot for my dad because he passed, and we had like a moment of like just going back in time and talking about all the things that we've been through. And I pulled up one of my old videos where I used to make these clothes that said like HIV, STDs, and like young shit.
Someone was actually talking about that today.
Yeah, so I literally fucking took me back to like those ignorant moments of like childhood, like trying to not find myself, but just do like little shit like that, like just doing shit. And I always put 6ix9ine on those clothes. And that's how the name came about.
So there was like nothing like kind of like really like behind it that said, "Hey, I want to be."
No,
known
everybody
as
used to just be like 6ix9ine. I used to be on the hat, on the pants, on the shirt. It was just like part of me, you know what I mean? And then and then I just started finding more and more stuff that my life related around that number. You know what I mean?
Are you like a numerologist or something?
No, but it's just that number became me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just became me. You know what I mean? Like, everything from my life that has to do with my success or my downs, not only my success, but my down lows, it just has to do with me being 6ix9ine.
So now that you're actually known as 6ix9ine, right? Moving into, everybody sees your cars, everybody sees the face tattoos and everything. What's like the one thing that like people are always approaching you about besides photos, obviously? Like, I mean, bro, you're not walking around with security, so like I'm sure that there's people like trying to beef with you like out on the street.
Yeah, regular. It's just it's
LA Fitness, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like me, like I don't hide from anybody. Like, you know what I mean? You talked about my cars, right?
It's easy to spot, bro. I mean, nobody else is driving around with a splattered Lamborghini. Like,
so talk about the Lamborghini, right? 2 Lamborghinis splattered, a Bentley splattered, a Hellcat splattered, right? You have all these cars that have splatter on it. Now, it's not convenient for people to be like, yeah, no, but. You've seen me, right? I'm by myself. I said, Renardo's more with you than he is with me. I literally called Renardo when I just like, yo, just like, yeah, so my thing is, right, it's not convenient for the hater to say, this is a topic they don't really want to hear because they can't.
I mean,
They
bro,
can't look. They can't twist and turn it, right? So obviously, your question was people approaching you, the LA Fitness, right? I'm not hiding from anyone, right? I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not trying to be what under the radar. Would you call it? I'm not trying
Definitely
to,
not.
right? So I'm going to a public gym. I'm driving a splatter Lamborghini to the public gym.
parking in the handicap spot.
Parking in a handicap spot, right? Literally doing all the things to say, hey, it's me, I'm here. But it's not convenient for the hater to know all these facts because it like, so now when I came out and I'm like, when I came out, right, everybody said, you know, he's with security. That's why no one's touching him. He has the feds protecting him, right? Correct? I'm not making this up?
Nope.
No, right? So everybody's like, yo, he has the feds protecting him. He, you know, you can't touch him because he's walking around with a security, which is false. I can say it a million times. Look, I'm with no security. They're gonna be like, obviously you're gonna say that, but they're probably in the truck behind you, you know, over there, and obviously, right? So when you dislike that, they're like, yeah, but no one's gonna do something to someone who cooperated with the federal government, right? So when you dislike something, there's always something else. Right? It's always gonna be, oh, so okay, I'm not with no security. Look, that car. Which car you want me to walk to? Right? Like, they're like, no, yeah, but still, no one's gonna do something to you because all you're gonna do is you're gonna tell, right? And then when something happens and you don't tell, right? And then they're like, yeah, but fuck you already told. It's always gonna be something. So now let's go back to it. The situation happens, right?
Walk us through like the whole situation at LA Fitness, bro, because it looked like they knew where you were at. They were just like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't hide from anybody. I don't be with security. I have federal protection. This is just all lies that's created by people who is like, how can we hate on this guy and make him look like a piece of shit and just continue to lie, right? I get jumped at the gym, right? It's not like, you know, a fair fight. Is just like some like opportunistic shit.
Were they as big as Ronaldo?
Yeah, one of the guys was as big as Ronaldo.
Because I saw the video, bro.
But it don't matter. It don't matter the big enough,
dead.
right? It don't matter how big it is. I think if 3 girls walked in here and those 3 girls fought you, I'm pretty sure they'll do some damage. You know what I mean? Because it's hard to get. You know what I mean? It's just everybody want to play tough. You know what I mean? So they're in the situation. You didn't see me running. I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I just held my own. But like I said,
you were hospitalized, right?
Yeah, that situation happens, and there's no federal government. So all that dislike, but nobody's gonna talk about that subject, right? They're gonna talk about the subject of getting jumped at LA Fitness. They forget about all this federal government. The argument, remember the argument before was he's with the federal government. No one's gonna touch him because they're scared. But when it happens, they forget about that argument. That was their argument for years. But now when it happened, they don't want to talk about all the shit that they said wouldn't happen. So they were wrong all along. Correct? They were wrong all along. But now they have something to talk about, so now they're going to talk about that. And then when you dislike on that, they're going to be like, nigga, you got jumped. So now they have something to talk about. But for years, they were like, nothing is going to happen to you because you're protected. Da, 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 da. So it's now I just keep proving and keep proving my point, right? Every time.
So walk us through, though, what happened at LA Fitness. You were there working out.
Yeah, just simple. Working out, went to a sauna, maybe. I'm not saying these are facts of like how it played out, but obviously probably somebody saw me and was like, yo, this kid is really by himself. Like, it's true. Like, it's so true. Like,
They're
this
just
kid
like,
really just bees
yo,
by
we
himself.
got him.
Yeah, like he bees by himself. You know what I mean? Like,
did you know any of the 3 guys?
No.
No, they just came out of nowhere?
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Like, literally, I didn't even have time to react. So it's just like,
Was the first hit like to the face or something?
no, I don't even know where it came from. Like, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. So it's just, I literally, I'm on the phone coming out the thing. So it's just like, you're
Were
not.
you yelling?
No. I was just on the phone. I was just like, I'm in the sauna. So you've been in the sauna before?
Yeah.
It's boring as fuck. So you're just on the phone. At the time, I'm single. I'm just on the phone. And it just happened quick, you know what I mean? But like I said, everything that people said, oh, he'd be around with 100 security guards, everything is this lie, but they forget about they forget about all their justifiable arguments, and they're like, yes. And then when it happens, they don't want to talk about, oh shit, we lied about this kid for fucking 3-4 years. We just continually lied, but when it happened, well, just say we never said that, and then just talk about what happened. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like I said, just take it day by day. That was my thing.
All right, so real quick, these guys just walk into LA Fitness. They know exactly
Like I
where
said,
you're
I don't
at.
know the facts, so I don't want to sit here and paint a picture. Like I don't. So I go to work out.
Nobody helped you at all?
Stairmaster. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody is gonna help. You know what I mean? They're probably scared. Like, you know what I mean? You got to put yourself in civilian shoes. You know what I mean? Like, you see 3-4 guys jump in one guy. You know, you're like, yo, if I jump in, is somebody gonna help me? Am I gonna be part of the getting jumped too? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You can't. You just got to put yourself in civilian shoes, right? Civilians that maybe just got out of work, working UPS, working fucking Seamless. I mean Uber Eats, right? They go to the gym, do their little hour. They're not trying to, you know.
They're not trying to fight.
Yeah, they're not trying to play hero. You know what I mean? So workout, sauna, that happens. I don't know. Like, obviously you see the videos after, and you could put one and one. Like, you could step 1, step 2, step 3, and just piece it together. But like I said, I don't know the facts. I just know it happened. I know it was drive there.
I remember in the video, he's like calling out the guy who's like filming it too. He's like, bro, you just standing there. Like, as you were walking out, you said something to the guy who was like filming it. And
no,
like,
I mean, I forgot. It was just so much to go on, like, in my head. Like, it was just like,
you know what else I noticed about anything that happens around you, it's out there immediately. For example, like the other day, was it maybe like 2 weeks ago that you guys were supposed to be coming here and meeting up at my office? And then you were like by
2
your
weeks
house.
ago, we were out of the country.
Maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that. You were like by your house and like you were with Renardo. And
Oh, yeah.
when you got pulled over and
I
arrested.
got arrested.
Yeah.
So, like, another point, like, yo, bro, these points just be coming.
Bro, like the
So
cops
let's
put that
talk about
out.
this, right? 6ix9ine is a federal informant, right? Federal informant, right? You know what's a federal informant, right? Someone who works with the federal government, right? So the argument was nobody's gonna touch him. He's protected by these guys. You know, he's untouchable. So the LA Fitness thing happened, and then I get arrested by regular cops. So if I was so protected by federal government, can they just make a call and be like, yo, he's our property, don't touch him? I'm just a regular I'm a regular person just like everyone else. And it proves it. Like, it's on body cam. Yo, bro, they so fucked up. If you watch the body cam, I mean, I know I'm not fucking idiot or deaf, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I know I didn't read the Miranda right. Like, that's real footage, you know what I mean?
No, you didn't.
They didn't even read me my rights. They just handcuffed me.
Bernardo's just taking all the cash, saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the car to the house."
So my thing is, is another point proven with another topic, right? Getting arrested and everything going out to the internet so fast that, you know, all the arguments was, yo, this guy is untouchable. He's walking around with feds. He's federal property. This, that, and the thing. I'm getting arrested and pulled over for a ticket just like anybody else. You know what I mean? Like a regular, individual human being.
So what they pull you over for, though?
Yeah.
I remember there was something with like the license plate, and then they were trying to say like, okay, if you don't like, it has to be on the car.
I think it was just a rookie cop, you know, doing rookie shit. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't care. I was just like, you know what? You're pulling me over for a ticket. Like, you know what I mean? That, you know, whatever, $70. You know what I mean? I think it was just like, I want to show my superior. I don't know, bro. I really haven't. Yeah, so I'm just like,
Just comes kicks it.
No, he does like patrol there, but you're not like I never left my gated community. You know what I mean? Like the community I live in is a horse community, so a lot of people complain.
You actually live like 10 minutes from me.
Yeah, so a lot of people complain about speeding, you know what I mean? Because it's a horse community. So if you speed, the horses get scared. You know what I mean? Some lady broke her collarbone. So obviously there's a guy patrolling, but like, you know what I mean? Like, all right. It was a rookie cop, you know what I mean?
Bro, that was out literally like the night of, like the footage. That's what I'm talking about. Like, there's like some shiesty shit going on. Like the cop like released like
but
the
it's not
footage.
just shiesty shit going on systematically. It's just in general. Like when you think about Daniel Hernandez, when you think about 6ix9ine, Sky 6ix9ine, the word you use is what? Some shiesty, grimy shit going on, right? Not just with that, with just when you talk about 6ix9ine and the topic Daniel Hernandez comes up, it's convenient for people to just go with the lies. It's a trend to just say, let's just lie, and we all don't like them, so let's just all agree and just forget the facts.
Which is crazy because
by the way, every topic you came up with, I've literally made a point with every topic, and it's just facts. Because you could just be like, no way, Danny, let's get this more interesting. Let me dislie you right now. Let's take 5 minutes and just you go and just dislie it. But you can't, because it's just
facts.
is what it is. It's facts.
Which actually brings me to the whole industry, though, the music industry. So you are either hated or loved in the music industry. Mm-hmm. For example, the whole situation with Dirk, mm-hmm. when you actually brought the jean jacket on the Dirk lookalike, mm-hmm. what was that all about?
No, nothing.
Didn't that create more beef between you guys?
I mean, I don't think it's beef. Beef is when you have problems with someone. You know what I mean? Everybody knows my situation. I'm on parole. I'm not trying to go there. When I wasn't on parole, right? What led me into my federal case that I'm on parole. The reason I'm on parole is that when we beefed, I was trying to shoot up the show. I was trying to shoot at your car. I was trying to get to you. I can't do that now. So my thing is, there's no beef. I did it and just in a state of mind where it's just like, I curse on this?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, like, nigga, you ass. Like, you really pussy. Like, I called you, like, I told you already. I wanted to fight, me and you, like, we could just do it on some, nobody gotta know. You're gonna be cell phone shit. Just, it don't make it obvious. Like, don't make it just, if it happens, it happens. Like, you call your people, you come, through a mutual guy that has your contact, has my contact, be like, yo, y'all just come meet up, fight, whatever. Y'all don't like each other, fight. Like men, get off and then.
So were you actually trying to provoke a fight?
I wasn't trying to provoke a fight. I just said I did it in the state of mind where it's just like, nigga, you ass, you pussy. Like, if this was you, I would have did it to you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I did. I didn't do it to provoke anything. I don't need to provoke. A man, you don't need to provoke. If you want to fight, you tell the guy, yo, like, let's throw down. You know what I mean?
Who do you think would win?
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm not going to call you out to fight, and I'm like, all right, so I'm not going to call Ronaldo knowing I'm going to lose. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like Ronaldo, how tall are you? 6'4"? 6'4", what, 280? 6'4", 280. I'm not going to call out Ronaldo. I know I got to get somebody. So if I'm calling you out, nigga, I'm going to win. Like, you know what I mean? It's just where my drive takes me. Like, my dislike for you is not going to allow me to be like, nigga, you going to beat me up and then go, nah, it's not going to happen.
So how'd that whole dislike come about, though? Like, between you and Dirk? Because I don't really know the backstory of it. I just remember hearing
I
like a lot of shit about it.
I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it came from. I just feel like, again, like, people being sheep, right? You have an opinion with someone without knowing the facts. You know what I mean? And even if you know the facts, ignore the facts. And let me just go off of my truth. You know what I mean? So when I was released from prison, just a lot of people having something to say, and him being one of the first people to just say something, knowing that you not like that. Like, you know what I mean? Knowing, if I know that you're not who you say you are, I'm going to pull that card. I'm going to test that. You know what I mean?
100%.
So me knowing you got something to say, you have an opinion on my situation, and you're not in the thing, you're not in the situation, you're not in my shoes, and you're very vocal about it, I think that's what initiated it. Like him being so vocal about me when it's like, nigga, me and you never met. We not friends, you know what I mean? Just, if you don't like me, just, you're not even from New York. Just, like, you shouldn't even have an opinion on it. But
Is there anybody in the industry that you actually were friends with beforehand and then after they kind of turned?
yeah, there's people, but I mean, I don't want to call them out, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's just like, that's problematic. Just, I'd rather just, you know what I mean? I just don't want to be like, this be headline, be like, yo, so you're not call. Nah, it's just, they know who they are, and it is what it is.
I know you don't want to get problematic, but I remember 50. You know, he looked at you as a son at one point.
Yeah.
How's that relationship?
No, I mean, I don't talk to 50, but when I was in jail and after the cooperation was like already out, he said that, if I'm not mistaken, you can pull it up on YouTube. Like, everything I'm gonna say right now is facts. Like, I don't go from, my thing is like, oh, something, I don't know if it was him or Casanova saying something like, like I said, I forgot. It was 4 years ago. You can look it up on YouTube, but he didn't say nothing bad about me. That's what I know is facts. He didn't say nothing bad. And, but yeah, we don't talk. But like I said, it's...
So who do you think's the real king in New York, you or 50?
Nah, I mean, I'm paying him. I'm always... Yo, bro. All right, so before King of New York, right? You remember who it was that... I'm the King of New York.
Wasn't that... I thought it was 50.
It's 50 Cent.
Yeah.
So, like, when he said it, that was back in, what, 2004? I don't know.
Yeah, way
right?
back.
Way back. And you're from where?
I'm from Jersey.
You're from Jersey. Cool.
Yes,
When did you move here?
3 years ago. 4 years.
Dope. 2018, 2019?
Yeah, around then.
All right, cool. From 2004, right? And this is facts. Let's just talk facts. From 2004 to about 2018, give me who was screaming King of New York.
Just you.
Right? So from 2004 to 2018 gives you a fucking 8 to 6, 14-year period. Who was screaming King of New York after 50?
Just you.
Just me.
All right, so
see, it's not gonna be convenient for the people, right? It's not gonna be convenient for the people to hear this. So now it's just like, let me ask you something else because you're gonna prove me wrong again, right? Right? So let's switch the topic, right? So for 14 years, you have 6ix9ine coming saying, I'm the king of New York. This is my shit. Right? 2018, I go to jail, same year, right? That blow up. 2019, you have a Pop Smoke coming out saying they're the king of New York, right? Then you have a Boogie that did collab with Pop Smoke and said they're the king of New York. Then you have everyone. Then you have everyone else coming after them, like all this drill scene, like the K-Flock, the Fabio, all those people that just followed the 6ix9ine blueprint. Because we just stated from 2004, and we can investigate this, to 2018, no one was screaming King of New York till 6ix9ine said it. So your question is, do you think I'm the king of New York? Yes, because I made it. That's my thing. So when you say it, you're going based off the 6ix9ine blueprint.
Okay, so you're saying that's your thing. So there's another line. I think it was that 50 Cent said as well back in the day. Which one was it? I think it was like,
damn, homie.
In high school, you was the man, homie. So do you think that you're like kind of like taking his blueprint and like reinventing
No, I literally,
it?
I like I said, 50 Cent.
But that's two things that most people that people could say. Hey, you stole from 50.
Yeah, but everyone knows that's a 50 Cent song. I don't think people hear that and be like, yo, 6ix9ine just said some crazy shit. Like when you hear that, you're like, oh, he's paying homage. He's paying his respects.
Fair enough.
Right? So I think when you hear that, it's like, damn, this kid is really paying his respects.
Talk about paying respects. There was like that time when you went over to like Nipsey's mural.
Yeah.
And I remember you getting a lot of shit about that.
Yeah.
And like people were saying that like, okay, like he's not an established rapper enough to like even like go up to like Nipsey's like mural and whatnot.
That I'm not an established rapper?
That like you weren't established like as like a rapper like with lyrics and things like that at that point. I remember seeing a lot of stuff about it that people were giving you shit.
I love this topic. All right, this is a new topic, right? The Nipsey thing. Watch me disprove you again. All right, watch this. So the Nipsey stuff, right? So when I came home from
prison.
from prison. Nipsey had died when I was in prison. He died, I believe, what was it, 2019?
2019, yeah.
There's a video of him saying, talking about the situation and stuff like that, about my case. Doesn't know me. You live on a whole different coast, right? What you're from Jersey?
Yep.
What coast you grew up in?
What do you mean by coast?
It's a simple question. What's the coast you grew up in?
East Coast.
East Coast. Why? Because we're on the east, right?
Yeah.
Side of America. Where did Nipsey grow up in?
West Coast.
West Coast. Do you see us in lowriders?
Nope.
Why?
Because that's a West Coast thing.
It's a West Coast thing, right? So can you have an opinion, which you can, that you to your following, right? To your followers, people look up to you. Can you make an opinion on something that you have nothing to do with, and tell your followers, these are the facts, this is what you have to believe?
I could obviously make an opinion, but
Yes.
there's no facts behind
There's
it
no
because
facts
I'm
behind
not
it.
there.
You're not there, and you
That's
can't
just
opinion
an
it.
opinion.
So when someone makes an opinion, right, and I have the facts, it could be a lot of repercussions from it, correct? So it's just facts. It's not going to be convenient for people who are like, damn, he's actually makes sense. But it's not convenient for me to side with 6ix9ine instead of Nipsey, right? Correct?
100%.
100%. So they're going to be like, you know what? Damn, this kid makes sense. Turn it off. Turn this fucking podcast, True Life shit off. That's what they're going to do. When they see this shit, they're going to be like, turn it off. The nigga's speaking facts, right? Because you don't have the... All right, so let's talk about his death. It's when you make an opinion, you have to stand behind that, right? You have to...
No matter the
No matter what,
consequences,
right?
Yeah.
If I get up, or you get up, just say you get up, punch me in my face, right? Just say you get up and punch me in my face. Off the top of your head right now, what do you think is the first thing that's going to happen?
Ronaldo's going to come here and beat the fuck out of me.
So this is what I'm trying to say. I'm going based off just the truth, right? I'm not telling you putting words in your mouth. I'm just saying, what do you think is going to happen? And whatever, the first thing that came to your head was Ronaldo, right? No, but let's talk, right? Because it's going to confuse a lot of people. Just stay with me. When you make an opinion on something or you do an action, right? Everything has a consequence or repercussion, right?
100%.
Correct. So when I say, when you have an opinion on something, you have to really believe it. That has to be your truth. Not saying it just because you want to say it. And gather all your facts and then opinion on it. That's all I'm saying, right? So let's talk about his death. When Nipsey died, the story came out, said that he called someone a rat, right? He called someone a cooperator, right? And I don't know if he had the facts. I don't know what he had, right? We don't know. I don't even give a fuck. But the guy came back and shot him in the head, right?
Yep.
So you see how bad it is to have an opinion on something? And even if you have an opinion, know you're, right? There's street smarts. There's, you're not in Beverly Hills. You open up your establishment where? In the hood. Where was it? In Crenshaw?
Yep.
All right. I don't know. Slauson, whatever.
I think.
Right? You open your store in the hood. So when you have an opinion on something, know where you're at. Know your surroundings. You're this big street guy, right? Know and believe it. Now, okay, it's your world. It's your life. You believed it. Now the guy came back and killed you. So let's go back to me, right? I came back, I'm not an established rapper to go lyric-wise. I don't know if that matters. I don't know. I never knew for me to do something, I had to be established as a lyrical guy, right? And that was about lyrics. It's not about accolades. It's not about how many records, how many platinum plaques you have. It's not about how many gold, how many diamond records you have. Because if we talk about established, let's talk about it. I'm an established, multi-million selling artist. But I'm not an established, not that I'm not an established rapper. Now, it changes. It's convenient. Let's call him not an established lyrical guy. Because it benefits us. Because we can't call him an established rapper because we saw him sell out arenas. We seen him sell millions of records. But for it to be convenient for us, right? Let's call him, you're not established on the lyrical side. So you can't disrespect Nipsey. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Right? Because if, like I said, this is just how I see things. It's the truth. And the truth hurts a lot of people. It does, right? Right?
But the truth will set you free and allow you to live your true life. No
So,
pun intended.
This is why I'm going to say the truth hurts a lot of people. And I'm going to go from whatever. Donald Trump, right, says the truth may, it's his truth. If he's a racist, so what? He's running a country. He's not running fucking, America's a business, right? There's a lot of things that he does that maybe, my mom's Mexican. He probably doesn't like Mexicans. That's fine. I'm not here. I'm taking care of my mom, right? Wherever my mom's at, she's going to be perfectly fine. But he's running a country. He's not running, it could be just how he is. I want the truth. I don't want a president there telling me, oh, I love Mexicans and hates my mom on the low. If you don't like my mom, just say you don't like my mom and I know where we stand. But you're running a country here, right? That's political. Domestic, when you talk about your spouse, right? You could be there all in your girl's face. Yeah, fucking. She's like, babe, your breath stinks. You know what I mean? Maybe like, no, it don't. You're right. Right? You smell your breath. You're like, no, it don't, babe. But, you might not like it, but it's the truth. People don't like truth. They just don't.
So do you consider yourself a lyrical artist?
No, I don't. But let's go back to Nipsey. So when I did the Nipsey thing, right, there's a lot of things he's done wrong, but people look at it right because it's convenient. They like him, so they're going to defend it, right? So when you have an opinion on something, opinion on 6ix9ine, and your opinion on something that happens on the East Coast, being from the West, nothing has to do with anything. You're a Crip. I was part of the Bloods. It has nothing to do with nothing. You have to know that there's repercussions. You understand there's repercussions after everything. When you drink that sip of vodka, right? What's the repercussions after that?
I'm gonna get tipsy.
Why? Because
I drank it.
you drank it. There's repercussions for everything, right? If I kick my foot in the air, my crock might fly off, right? Because I don't have the back on. There's repercussions after every little move, every little thing. So you follow me?
100%.
So when you opinion on something, you can't get mad after I react because I'm a human. There's consequences. So you're allowed, right? Let's just say something. Say you're in a grocery store, right? And a woman comes up to your wife, smacks her in the face, right? And then you would expect your wife to smack her back, right? Not expect, not because maybe she's not like that. Because maybe she's
my wife would go back.
No, but
my wife is Russian.
No, okay, no, all right, better, because that's probably a bad analogy, bad example, right? So watch this. It's just life, right? Maybe some people might understand that analogy. Power slap, right? Football, whatever. If I'm in possession of the ball, I'm on offense, right? Do I play offense the whole game?
No.
Why?
Because you have to play defense as well.
So the other team has to play offense as well, right? So let's just go back to life, right? Let's just go back to life. So you have the ability to have an opinion. Can I have one too?
100%.
Do you have the ability to speak bad on me?
100%.
Can I have the ability to speak bad on you?
No doubt.
Can you have an opinion to degrade my name and to demonize my character?
100%, bro.
Right? We live in America. Freedom of speech, right? First
matter.
Amendment right? So can I have the ability to do as well? If I want to go to your Muriel, if I want to do this. No, it's how you go about it. There's no rules. Once you cross the line of disrespect, don't say, no, you got to cross it just like this because that's the way he crossed it. So you follow that.
Did you go there knowing that there was going to be consequences behind it?
What was the consequences?
I mean, people just talking shit about
Yeah, but they all right. So before I went to the Muriel, were they talking shit?
100%.
100%. So what was the consequences? So like I said, did he know when he sat up there on the interview or said whatever he said about me, did he know that there was going to be consequences? Now, this makes perfect sense. But to the world, they don't like the truth. So they view it and they're like, damn, fuck, look at this. This guy's a douchebag, right? So you're viewing it and saying, damn, this fucking kid sucks. He sucks, bro. Damn, what a fucking nasty person, right? But all the facts are the facts. It's just not convenient for you to hear. People hate the truth. So they're like, damn, he's making all the right points, but we like this guy and he's just a dick. Like, damn, the guy's dead. But we understand that. But for the people to understand, we have to lay out all the factors, lay out everything that happened and say, do you have the right to do this, but he doesn't?
They want to pick and choose.
All right, next topic.
All right. Fact proven. So I want to take it back like when you were first blowing up. So I think it was Bad Baby. What was it, Bad Baby or something? That there was like an underage girl that.
The Bad Baby thing with Trippie Redd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was all that about? Because I know that there was a lot of heat on you.
No. So basically, what happened? A lot of people know. In 2015, I was 2015. I was 17, turning 18. I was arrested March 3rd.
You were 17 at the time?
I believe I was 17 or 18. I was March 3rd. I was arrested. I was released like May 5th, I believe. And the case was the misconduct with a minor. You know what I mean? And I said this on many interviews, not podcasts, but interviews on how it played out. Everybody knows that the girl lied about her age, and I received probation for it because the guy who actually brought her, the messages were found on the Facebook. You know what I mean? It's just clear as day, like it's there. There's a video. The way that it went viral is because I posted the video. So like when you're trying to, again, the truth just hurts everybody, right? When you lay out the factors and find out the factors, like, oh, this wasn't no Chris Hansen shit. Like, yo, take a seat. You know what I mean? I'm Brian Box of Pizza. Is fucking, you record the fucking video and it was uploaded on social media. Whose social media? My social media, for the world to see, right? But it's the facts. So people don't like the facts. It's not convenient for their argument. So they're gonna be like, yeah, but. So if me knowing that a girl is underage, I'm not gonna record and post it and say, look what I'm doing, guys. Look, no, it just doesn't happen.
Incriminate yourself.
Yeah, it's not even, no, because there's stupid people who incriminate themselves. You know what I mean? But they incriminate themselves by committing a robbery with no mask and shit like that. But shit like this, you don't say, oh yeah, look what I'm doing. Look how the disgusting, sickening Jeffrey Dahmer type of nigga I am. You know what I mean? So it's just not happening. So like I said, it's not convenient for people's arguments, so they don't look at it like that. Anyway, got probation. All this happened. Me and the Trippie kid were signed to the same label at the time. He got signed first with Elliot, and then I came along. But then I had Gummo. Gummo was blowing out of proportion. It was just like going viral.
Is that one of your biggest hits?
Yeah, it's the song that changed my life. So that song blew up, and Trippie just couldn't support it. These are facts. You know what I mean? So he went and said, how can I do as much damage to his career to like stop it right here? And that's when he went and was like, did you know in 2015? You know what I mean? And then when I told the facts, everybody was like, yeah, And then there's some people who don't like me that's going to be like, fuck the facts. This is what it is. This is the charge. Look how disgusting that charge looks. And it is what it is.
Did that affect sales for
No,
your
not at all. So Gummo happened, and it was just platinum, billboard after billboard. It didn't stop nothing. I think that's what got him mad. And like I said, the facts are there. The people don't want to know it. It's just not convenient for their arguments, so they're just going to go with something else. And then when the Bad Baby situation happened, she just turned 18 maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago. I don't know. So when I seen her sleeping at this kid's house, I was like, yo, like you have an underage girl at your house right now. Like, you know what I mean? So, but like I said, it's not convenient for people's arguments. So they're going to be like, I didn't see it. We're like, where? Like, it's right here. Like, you know what I mean? Here, this her sleeping at your house. And it's like, it's just the world, bro. Yeah.
So that's the whole situation with Bad Baby. Moving forward a little bit here. Bro, so you're getting a lot of heat left and right, but yet you're still making platinum records, still getting billboards, right? Shakalaka. You paid $1 million to Kodak Black to be on that record.
No, it was yeah, I didn't pay. I think that's what another thing, like people have to do the research. There's a whole company called Fume, right? Literally, the
Got it
owners.
right here.
Yeah. Oh, so you're smoking Fume.
Yes, sir.
I believe you met with Fume, right? So there's a whole videos, pictures, bank statements. Like literally, there's videos online of this company saying, "Listen, this is a collab song for our vapes." Right? Right? It's clear as day. They're holding the check, taking a picture with them. It's everywhere. Right? And they're like, yo, 6ix9ine paid $1 million for Kodak. No, it was their song. Right? It was their song. They paid the $1 million. We did the video. We shot it. And that was that. Remember, I'm signed to 10K, Elliot. So when Fume was like, if we're going to pay the $1 million, if we're going to pay the $1 million, we want the ownership of the record, because how are we going to recoup on that money? Like we want to own. So back 10K was like, you know what? I guess there's a deal we could work out. And I don't know the business behind it. I don't know if they did 50-50 profit on, like, not the master or the distribution side. I don't know. But the facts is literally there, but we're not gonna go on the facts. They're gonna be like, yo, Danny, you gave him $1 million and this how it went. No, it was a company. The company wanted to work. This is when I first met the person I'm with. And I said, you know, it will make sense to move her over to the American market, because she's brand new from Dominican Republic, and to jump her on the song with Fume, because I don't have a deal with Fume. You know what I mean? Yailin has a deal of vapes with Fume. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not, like, Shlomi and Yogev, shout out to them. We're super close. We do a lot of business together. But I have my separate company, which is HQD, Hamid and Mohammed, that are dummy vapes. And that's the vapes that you see me smoking in the video.
Well, I don't know if I can ask this, but I was gonna say, you've obviously tried a Fume vape, right?
No, so yes, I smoke it, but if you have another
I can't get
one,
an opinion on.
no,
I can't do that.
you could. I just wouldn't able to tell you if you're gonna tell me what's better, Fume or dummy. I don't know how to smoke, right? I don't
smoke
know.
weed?
I don't smoke nothing. No,
You don't do nothing?
No, I don't do anything. I swear to God, I'll tell you. So what I do in the video, because I just don't like any, like, pause. Like, I don't like anything in my throat. Like, nothing. Like, no smoke, nothing. Like, I would, like, inhale it and just let it right out. So I wouldn't be able to tell you what's better, what's not, because I just can't. I can't pass it through my lungs. Like,
Well, I gotta
can't.
give a fucking shout out to fucking Fume, because at the end of the day, they got me off of Jules. Bro, I was on Jules for like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, bro, that was like back 7 years ago, right?
shit was a
Like, that's
fucking
when
game
Andrew was
changer.
smoking hella Jules. Like, that was like that little white girl pen. Like, they just love that shit. Like, so you see everybody in Union Square smoking them shits.
Yeah, so basically they took care of the whole situation.
It was their record. It's their record. It's their 100% their record. They had an idea. Like I said, music, it doesn't excite me. Creating does. They had an idea. They had thing. They wanted it to be a success, and I said, listen, if this is what I can make it happen. Shout out Whack 100. That made it happen. He was like the bridge to make all three parties connect. And yeah, that's how they wanted it. You know what I mean? They wanted noise. They wanted controversy. They wanted their vapes in the video, and I think it's pretty justified, right? You put the money behind it, and you get what you asked for.
Let's talk about creating. What's your next creation?
I don't know. It's a lot of ways I want to go with it. I wake up every day, and like I said, I don't plan anything, but
I know something you're doing in your backyard. I don't know if we can talk about it yet.
I'm just creating, a comfortable environment for me to just have a good workspace. But like I said, I have a lot of things cooking up. I just don't want to say it and then it doesn't happen and be like, I just do it. Like, in my life, I just, not saying that I'm a jinx it. It's just, I'm it might be something I want to do right now at fucking 7:48 p.m. Right? And then tomorrow, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm like, who the fuck even said that? You know what I mean? And I will watch and I'm like, oh, I said that. You know what I mean?
But you know what that does? It keeps you accountable to
No, so I would tell Ronaldo, yo, book a fucking $30,000 jet going here, and the last second I'm not even getting on it. And they're like, you know, you're not getting a refund. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, no, it literally happened. So it's just like, I don't plan anything, bro.
So not planning anything, but you still have that creative aspect to you. I'm sure that there's like certain things in the mix right now that like you know are going to happen that you're creating at like momentarily.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, I'm just creating, like I said,
Not gonna give anyone a snippet to what's coming next.
No, I mean, I don't know what's coming next. I'm creating a studio in my backyard. Like, like it's nothing crazy. Like I just, like I said, I want, like I said, music don't drive me. So like I said, I'm creating something there. If I'm feeling it that day, I'll get up and do it. Yeah, I just get up and do it. So Renardo, so I'm telling you, I like one thing about the truth. Like I'm heavy on truth. That's just like my thing. Truth always stays the same. I'm literally trying to connect my new phone to the Wi-Fi. I look up and I see this big black nigga already on the dock, and I'm just like, yo, he's like, yo, we doing it today, right? And I'm like, doing what? And he's like, yo, and I'm like, cause I just texted him. Literally, just texted him, okay. So literally, I just don't plan it. I just like, I could have fucking booked a flight yesterday to fucking, I don't know, Jamaica or some shit.
Then I would have been beefing with Renardo over there.
But I would have completely forgot. And obviously, I'm not a douchebag. Like, we would have said, like, yo, Danny, you're telling me you the one that told me do it Saturday. Like, so like I said, I just forget. Not even forget, I just don't live my life like on a calendar where I'm like, all right, at 6 o'clock, remember to take psych medicines. 7 o'clock, fucking eat your salad. 8 o'clock, walk your dog. I don't do shit like that.
So do you go out every night though? Because I know like a lot of times I was like coordinating with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go out every night. No, I mean, I just be out. Like, I don't know. I just drive around, do what I do. Bro, I don't know. So, I swear to God, you'll catch me playing FIFA and the fucking, the guy who delivers my pizza to my house, and I don't even know how I got there. It's just like, hey, you want to play? Like, I just don't know.
Or playing basketball.
Yeah.
Driving like, oh, I'll just play basketball.
Yeah, like, stop here. I just don't know, bro. I just live in my life. Like, I just live in life.
Which, by the way, we also got to give a shout out to Cannabis Nexus. Because they're actually sponsoring the podcast.
Shout out to Cannabis Nexus Summit 2023.
So basically, they're doing an event where they're actually going to be teaching people how to get in the cannabis industry and ultimately, go ahead and really teach people how to get their licenses for manufacturing and cultivation and really go from like zero to all the way in production.
Dope.
So that's actually October 28th and 29th.
Good luck to anybody who takes that class, and obviously the guys who are running it.
Make sure you guys get your tickets, because telling you, if I mean, the cannabis industry is coming up. I mean, everything's going legal now, so like, it's hard to get the licenses, and make sure you guys you get there.
Dope. Shout out to them. Appreciate it.
But yeah, bro. Before we wrap this up, what are a few things that you want to tell the audience that, like, hey, this is who I am. Like it or hate it or love it.
That like I said, a lot of people's gonna see parts of this interview. Maybe they don't watch the whole thing. That's the thing. My message to the thing is like, there's some idiot out there that's gonna watch one little clip and just don't watch the whole interview to get context from it, right? They're gonna go right to the Nipsey thing and be like, look how much of a douchebag this guy is, right? So before you go and just have an opinion on it, do your facts, bro. Like have your own opinion. Be your own man, woman. Like, have your own balls. Like, stand on your own 2 feet, right? That's my message to people, that just because you don't like someone, think about, I don't like this person because he did this. Now, look at the person right next to you. Maybe you're watching this with a friend. Look at the person right to your side, right behind you, right in front of you. Walk out the door if you're in the living room or in your room. Go to the kitchen, look at your mom and be like, damn, if you was in 6ix9ine's position, how would I look at you? I'll look at all the facts of 6ix9ine's case, literally just apply it to you, mom, apply it to you, brother, apply it to you, friend, and be like, damn, I could defend you. I'm going to justify everything because you were done wrong. Right? So I'm going to use all the factors of this case because it's convenient for me to defend my brother, defend my friend, defend someone I like, and put up that fight. But because I don't like someone, because of the fact that I don't like someone, I'm just going to be blind to all the factors, fuck all your facts, fuck everything. This is what they're saying. I'm going to go with it because it don't got to be true. It just got to be applied. You know what I mean? And I proved it like many times. Like there's many times in this interview where you probably don't catch yourself. I'm just that type of individual that every time a person is not proved wrong, because I don't think you were trying to.
I wasn't trying to prove you wrong. I was just trying to get your side of things.
I know. But all right, let me rephrase that. Like as many times in this interview that I will make a point like that, it makes perfect sense.
I got nothing to say.
No, but not only that you have nothing to say. Yeah, you have nothing to say, but then like on other things that have nothing to do, like really has no, it's not like a big pop. It'll be like, yeah, let's talk about that. But you will not have a lot to say, but have something to say about something that just completely like has nothing to do. It doesn't even make sense. It's just like it's nothing really to talk about. But on the things that it's a point, it's like speechless because like, damn, this kid is actually right. It makes sense. Like I can't.
I think that's one of the misconceptions people have about you, that they don't realize like how you actually think and like that you're actually like kind of laid back and like chill, but like you're smart. I think that, bro, I'm not gonna lie. That's like one thing that I have noticed about him. He's very observant and he like actually like takes things in and evaluates it for what it is, and he knows how to move.
No, it's just a person. I don't think it's just like that. It's just if people stop being so fake and so like stop looking at him like, damn, this kid is a fucking menace. Like, look at him. No, the menace is you. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're the problem. You're looking at me and it's like, damn, fuck this kid. Like, there's really nothing wrong with 6ix9ine. There's like, you're the problem. You're the venom. You're actually the poison. You're so filled with hate, you don't even know what your hate is.
They're just following everybody else.
You just follow her. Like if those people just sat and looked in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm actually a pussy. You know what I mean? Like, no, for real, you will get so far in life. Because it's not, like I said, you're like, if people knew that you're so laid back and you analyze, no, bro, I'm just being human. Like I'm not trying to be smart. I'm just being human. Right? I said, let's go from the real world to sports. If you're playing offense, do I have the right to play offense?
100%.
Right? If it's power slap, does one guy get to slap or the other guy gets a turn too?
Other guy gets a turn too.
Right? It's just in life, right? It's just in life.
Well, I think people just like...
What's your profession?
I'm a sales trainer and like professional life and
Are you the
business coach.
only sales trainer in the world?
100% no.
Are you the only sales trainer in Florida?
Nope. Bro,
So
we got like 30 in like a 5-mile radius.
All right. Everybody has the right to do what you do, right?
100%.
Right?
But they won't do it how I do it.
So, in my case, right, all I did was I wasn't being observant. I wasn't doing it. I was just applying real life, human being reactions that any human being will have. Any human being. If you're able to stand up and God gave you the gift of your 2 legs working and my 2 legs work, can I stand up?
Yep.
So it's not me analyzing or being very observant or being smart. It's just me being human.
So do you think that if anybody else was in your position during the case, they would have done the same thing?
If they were smart, yeah. You know what I mean? If they were smart, yeah. But there's, like I said, everyone doesn't have a brain. Everyone is like, a lot of people don't think about their families. You know, a lot of people, bro, like I said, I know what I did. was my life, my decision, but don't condemn me for something that you will defend if it was convenient for someone in your circle.
100%. One last question,
Yeah.
and then we have one announcement. So first things first is, who are the most important people in your life, and how do they actually, put you on?
Like I said, I don't have a big family. You know what I mean? But my mom and my brother are two people that in my life. I have kids too, but I'm gonna talk about them after. My mom and my brother are someone that has been in my corner, never asked me for nothing, don't complain, don't do nothing. I take care of both of them, and they're just, they're my backbone. And obviously, I have children. Don't have the greatest relationship, just due to like all the
Baby mama drama.
bro. This ain't love and hip hop. I don't talk about that. You never see me address shit like that. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like when you go back and forth, it becomes like this big series, like gossip. Like you think we're putting up posts and story. I'm not doing that. That's something I don't do. You know what I mean? I'm not doing like. That's a what is it, a pet peeve? That's just something that gets under my skin. Like I don't address it. I don't analyze it. Why? Because me and you, the inside, the personal knows what's going on, the truth. I'm not about to put my business for the world just to make myself look good. Like I said, gather the facts. It's your job. You don't want to believe it, you be like, yo, you know what? Let me just go based off this because it's convenient for me. But that's family is everything. That's all you have.
100%. On that note, I just want to let everybody know who's watching that whoever goes and subscribes and follows the sponsors in the bio, we're actually going to be giving out a $10,000 cash giveaway on Friday. So I'm actually going to have Danny pick it. I'm going to send you a list of everybody.
Okay.
And Danny's going to pick it. So
Random
Friday,
pick?
this Friday at 12 o'clock.
Just right. Just all right. What I gotta pick a name, or is it like an ID?
Yeah. So I'm going to give you the whole entire list, and you just pick someone random.
Dope. Try to have the most Mexican name. Even I'm gonna go for the most Mexican name I can find.
On that note, thank you guys
See
for
Matt
watching.
Guadalupe is in there.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and Danny,
Thanks,
it's a
brother.
pleasure.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you. Yes, sir. All right, bro. Is that a wrap?
Think so.
I can stand up.
Yeah.